if we want to do the y-axis using this graph right here, perpendicular cross sections to the y-axis, equilateral triangles. Now an equilateral triangle, if this is your base, aren't they all the same? Alright. Now what is the base going to be? Isn't your base simply the square root of 4 minus y? The base of this cross section right here is the square root of 4 minus y. I'm going to keep that out for now. The base is the square root of 4 minus y. I'm going to leave it in terms of b. We'll put the square root of 4 minus y in at the end. It's easier to deal with a b instead of the square root of 4 minus y. Okay, now to do this, isn't my height, my base is going to constantly change, so won't my height change in respect to how my base changes? So I need to find my height here. To find this height, I want to find that, h. Here's where it's going to get a little hairy. What you realize is, what is this length right there? That length right there, isn't that half of b? Isn't this b? This is half of b, and isn't that h? There's something called Pythagorean theorem. I could go h squared plus b divided by 2 squared equals b squared. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Can I solve this for h and make h in terms of b? Yes. So when I get h is going to end up being, because you're going to square root it, and we're going to move this over, so won't it be b squared minus b squared over 4? Because won't that be b squared over 4? So could I simplify this? Yeah. Yes, but I'm just going to keep it as this for now. Is that okay? Now, the area of this triangle, the area of that triangle, isn't the area of the triangle going to be base, which is b? Isn't it 1/2 base times height? The area of the triangle right here is 1/2 the base times the height. And what is the height? Well, isn't this the height right here? Which, actually, if we did that 4 over 4, put a 4 over 4 there, won't that be 3b squared over 4? So if we simplify this, you'll have the square root of 3b squared over 4. Now that's the area of the triangle. Could we actually take that square root of 4 out, make it a 2? There's a lot more simplification we can do. Again, from here to here, I made a 4 over 4, combine this. So area is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Now, don't we now set an integral for this area? If we have the area of the triangle, now we're going to set up an integral to add up those areas, all in terms of b. So we're going to set up an integral. And our integral, remember, the bases are along the y-axis, so this is going from 0 to 4. From 0 to 4. And the area is simply going to be, I'm not going to pull out anything, I'm just going to simply put b over 2 times the square root of 3b squared over 4. And this is db. Is it okay if we leave it in terms of just db? db. Now, could we integrate this all? No. Actually, don't we have to change the interval if we have it in terms of dB? Shoot. The interval, because normally it's in terms of y, but isn't, what b stand for? B is equal to the square root of 4 minus y. So when I plug in this, what is this value going to change to? Won't it be, what's 4 minus 4? 0. So won't this actually end up becoming a 0? And when I plug in this one, what's the bottom going to become? This one becomes a 2. Now, does it seem like my interval's backwards? Now, if you do it, won't your answer just be negative? But only, isn't that positive area? So do you really care about that?
flip it and make it negative.
You can flip it and make it negative, but your answer is going to be negative. It's okay. It'll kind of take care of itself because in the end, your volume is going to be negative, but you just think of it as positive because we're not talking about negative volumes. But you have to change your interval because we did the whole thing in terms of B. You have to change your interval in terms of B. Now, could we have just put everything in terms of Y back in and kept it from 0 to 4? Yes. It's your choice on what you want to do.